One of the professional hats that I wear is that I'm a first aid instructor, and so I wanted to make a 3-part video series for you about how to identify a choking infant, how to help a conscious choking infant, and how to perform infant CPR in case it becomes necessary. I want to make this series because I know that the idea of choking can be really scary for new parents or for people who are taking care of a young child, and I wanted to help take some of the fear away from that because you've actually choked a ton of times in your life, and yet here you are alive and well and watching this YouTube video. How is that possible? Well, most of the choking scenarios that people experience in their lifetime, especially as babies, it's a mild choke. You had something that went down the wrong way, but your coughing reflex was triggered and your body knew exactly what to do. It took the air that you were still able to draw past the object, contracted your diaphragm, and then coughed. Created force to push the object up from underneath. So really, most of the time it's going to be a mild choke that you'll be dealing with, a coughing scenario, and all that means is that as a parent or a caregiver, you're just going to talk your kid through it. Cough, cough, keep coughing, you're doing a good job, and 2 seconds later, out it comes. If they end up having to work at it a little bit more, they look a little bit more upset, you can see a facial expression and a harder cough. The cough is still the awesome thing that tells you, okay, we're on the right track, we're going to be okay. Stay calm, talk them through it, cheer them on, chances are they're going to get that object out just fine. Now, the scenario that is a little bit more scary to come across, but that we can still do a ton about, is a severe choke. A severe choke is when the airway becomes blocked entirely. And so clues to help you know that this isn't a mild choke, but is a severe choke. I'll start off with what you might see, just in case they're across the room from you at the time. Look for the eyes, maybe looking a little bit surprised, or the mouth hanging open in surprise. Or look for a little baby philosopher, a baby who looks like they're just sort of contemplating the universe and having interesting thoughts. The reason I want you to go check on that baby if they look like a little philosopher is because babies don't understand death and dying, they don't understand choking, and so if their airway has been blocked, to them it's just potentially a weird feeling. And so if they look like they're just sort of pondering something, go over and look for these additional clues, because what ultimately tells you that you have a severe choke on your hands is if they are not breathing. If you cannot hear any sounds of breath moving in and out of them, or if you don't see the chest moving or the rib cage moving in and out, okay, your kid's got a blocked airway, they're going to need some outside assistance. Their coughing reflex won't be able to deal with this one, but don't panic. Please don't ever panic during a choking scenario, and I say that knowing that when it happened to my little guy, he choked on a little bit of mucus when he was a newborn. My heart skipped a few beats. I did not enjoy that experience. But the technique for helping a conscious choking infant is actually really straightforward, very effective. So for that reason, I want you to stay calm, because babies gauge how much they should freak out by how much you're freaking out. If you freak out and tense up, they freak out and tense up, and that doesn't help. So we're going to stay calm, and we'll start the hands-on technique that I'm going to show you in the next video. So we're going to stay calm, that's good. And one other thing that I think is going to help with that is knowing what are the choking scenarios we're most likely to come across. The majority of ones, if you picture a giant funnel, the majority of ones that you're going to come across are going to be the cough, cough, and then their body cleared it. That was it. You're going to come across a few where your kid really had to work on it, so it's a harder coughing scenario, but all the same, you encourage them, their coughing reflex worked, they pop it out just fine. Fewer than that, you might come across a scenario where they're experiencing a full blockage and so they need your outside assistance. Even fewer scenarios than that is you having to work on them for longer. Most of the time, if you provide outside assistance, you get it out right away. There are very few scenarios where a parent or caregiver actually has to keep repeating the technique to get the object out. And so by the time we get to the bottom, the least likely scenario for you to come across, it's the unconscious choking scenario where CPR is needed. The chances of you needing to do that are very small. But it's good to be prepared just in case, and so please watch the other 2 videos taking a look at how to help a conscious choking infant and how to perform infant CPR, and also check out the bonus videos, which are just there to help you train your muscle memory. It's a chance to practice and make sure that your body remembers what to do in case your brain forgets. And so with that, let's go do it.